People, deluded, I'm back again. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Good morning to those of you like myself over here in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and even in some cases, good night. Hope you're doing well and safe. It's always better when Arsenal win, considering typically we're playing once a week. I know saying that we've got the Wimbledon fixture coming, so we will actually be playing twice, but we're playing once a week. It's definitely a better week when you've won and you have to wait a week until Saturday to play. It's definitely a longer week when, you know, you lot have seen what's been happening, but it looks like we're a point closer to staying up. We finally got 3 points. We've scored a goal. We've moved off. Well, I don't even know, but we must have moved off the bottom of the table. In fact, I'm capping, man. We must have. But yeah, man, that tells you my interest in the league table. And for to be honest with you, for a couple of years, I've had no interest in the league table. All I care about is where Arsenal start in August, which thankfully the only time we're first. And then obviously, you know, there's a lot of fluctuation. Now, it's been all right. We need to build upon this. As I said, you know, winning on Saturday, it wasn't the cleanest of wins. There's many things we could cherry pick about the result, but end of the day, we got over the line. We won. You know, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, you enjoy it. I'm speaking about the players now. Come Monday, today, it doesn't matter now. It's done. You focus on Burnley. That's going to be a very difficult test, and especially with, I said it in my last live stream. Check that out if you haven't. Obviously, you look at TT at right back, you look at Ben White and Gabriel if they are to play centre half, Ramsdale behind them, and you know Tini's been here for a while, but he's sort of part of the new defensive unit. That's going to be a test against Burnley, against some street smart players who are going to, you know, try and disrupt that defensive line. You're not going to be able to hold the shape to the way you did against Norwich. I'm not going to lie, I'm happy, but I was disappointed from Norwich. You know, I kind of gassed them up and build them up. I thought they was going to be a bit more proactive. I mean, they looked braver against City and Liverpool than us, and I don't know what happened there. Maybe they psyched themselves out of the occasion. I don't know what happened, but their losses are gain, innit? Like I said, we've got to win. That's where it ends, you know. On the topic of that, make sure you're hitting the like button, people. But I might as well you know what? I'll circle back round on that, people. In the sense of it's just one game. But what are you lot saying? Ainsley is good enough to hold us down when needed at centre mid, but he shouldn't start over any centre mid we have except Xhaka and El Nene. To be fair with you, he's good as a squad option if he's on playing right back and midfield when need be, and there's moments like this. But I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of mixed opinions. I mean, certain people are making out Ainsley played amazing. Certain people are making out that he played terrible, and I think neither's true. Do I feel he took his chance? Yeah, you know, he had a good performance. He did well. He got 90 minutes. He did well at right back. He did well at centre mid. Do I think he's done enough to sit there and go, whoa, you know, it's now his opportunity in midfield? No, because we didn't learn much. The passing wasn't quite consistent. It's like it's like what I was saying at West Bromwich Albion. It's not that he's not fitting in. He's not necessarily standing out. So he can do a role, but I wouldn't say he's pulled up any trees and things like that and whatnot. But yeah, man, he's able to get up and down the field. Again, I don't like praising that because any footballer should, especially a midfielder. So it's early doors where Ainsley Maitland-Niles is concerned. Now, I would start Ainsley ahead of Xhaka, but if I'm real with you, that doesn't make sense because what Xhaka gives you is probably a lot more than Ainsley Maitland-Niles when you look past the names and look past the skill sets. You know, I'd rather persist with Lokonga, Partey, and El Nene. Man said El Nene, definitely not. Maitland-Niles as some. Just over my stuff. Only is a big test. Sorry, folks, let me change up that one. So yeah, man, it is where it is. Man said tough poll. He looked alright, but I can't imagine him being there in the long run. Yeah, let's be real, Ainsley. Unless something dramatic happens, unless he wants to do the El Nene squad player role, it's going to be tough for him to cut his teeth in midfield because he's not. It's not that he's lacking, but he's not bringing nothing to the table, really and truly. You know, and he's been linked with a move. He's been linked with a move to Everton as well. Once again, to be fair to you, I hope he's able to play. If selling Ainsley means we're able to do other things, cool. Me personally, I'd rather play Partey and Ainsley or Lokonga and Partey until January. But I'm not gonna lie to you, lot. Do I think that has enough in midfield going forward? I don't think it does. But yeah, man. You're right, Toby. Gotta stop this trend of filling up the squad with jacks of all trades. And I'd say the only thing you forgot is master of none. Ainsley is not good enough, very average across the board, and doesn't look like there's a specific skill set he's particularly improved. Move on and improve the squad. I mean, if we're going to move him on, fair play, but you know, you can still be average and be a competent player. There's many invincible players or many title winning players in Arsenal's team, United's team, Chelsea's team that were nothing to write home about and were average players, you know. So as long as you're going to be average, just be consistent. And if Ainsley can lock down a role, why not? But that's being said, everyone's got a price. Somebody offers 10, man said 10, 20 million or something. I'm doing it, provided that would be a means to an end. Now, if he wants to stay and fight, you know, TT for the right back spot, I'm cool with that. I'd rather you do that, really and truly. I'd rather Ainsley do that one, really, because I don't really believe in his capabilities in the middle of the park, because what midfielder are you? At least with Joe, you could see he's a box-to-box slash goal scoring midfielder sort of thing, or the potential to do that. I know Arteta was playing him as a 10. You know, Arteta himself has said Ainsley can play defensive mid, can play attacking, can box-to-box, can do all of these things, but I don't really know what he brings to the table beyond that, really. You know, and like I said, I don't want to praise a midfielder for being able to get up and down the field. That's a minimum, a given, really and truly. So it is what it is. I really like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but never a starting midfielder. I prefer him in the right wing position as backup to TT, or starting if TT's in a back three, or just competing with him, man. You know, if Ainsley can prove to be a competent right back option in his own right, then we've got two players there. So then that takes the, you know, like we've seen with a Tierney or a Gabriel or even Partey, you know, these players can be as good as they want. You know, again, injuries are part and parcel. These guys get injured, we're back to square one, and they might as well not exist. Just like I said with Partey last season, like, I'm happy Partey's here, and that's why I'm happy Lokonga's here. As great as Partey was, that's why I was on keeping Torreira, because Partey gets injured, you're back to square one. He might as well not exist, because you're back to the same old tosh that's around him. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Not gonna lie, we should have sold him when Wolves came in 2 seasons ago, Trevor. But that's Arsenal down to a T, very reactive, and you know there's gonna be many more twists and turns and bumps on the road with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Right now, it looks like, I don't want to go as far as to say the decision's been justified to keep him, but he's playing. Well, he's played now. You know, it looks like social media got, you know, means to an end. It's got him his midfield role. I'd say Semi took his chance. Like I said, I don't think he was amazing. I don't think he was underwhelming. I just think he did what he could to do his thing. Will he be in the squad against Burnley? You know, with Partey fit, ideally not. If anyone, it's Lokonga I would like anyways. But all you can do is take your opportunities. But as you lot said, for me, he's a utility, man. I feel you need a couple of them in the squad, and I'd rather him do that. You know, I'd rather him do that. The problem with Ainsley, he needs to decide, I'm a right back and I can do the midfield thing, or I'm a centre mid and I can do the right back thing. You know, he should look at someone like James Milner. And I'm not trying to disrespect James Milner. What I mean by that is his versatility. He made it work. His versatility, he was almost too versatile. You know, current day, probably catch him filling in at fullback for Liverpool. Every day of the week, probably the most comfortable in the middle of the park. Previously, when he had a bit more legs to him, could play out wide, and he could play them all well. And you know, Milner built a career. He was never amazing anyway, just a quality, consistent sort of guy. And I think that's what you should look like. Not everyone's got to be the madman. What I hate about Arsenal is, like Toby said, it's like sometimes players that are not even what's the word, utility man, we make them utility man. Like, everybody plays everywhere, you know. Ben White, obviously we heard he can fill in that right back, centre mid. Me personally, obviously if you need to do it, you need to do it. But you look at Ben White, you look at Chambers, you look at Cedric, you look at Ainsley, even Xhaka has been played 1-2 places. I'm exaggerating a bit. You know, TT, who's just signed, and there's talk of centre half and right back. It just feels like there's a lot of mix and matching, and we need to find balance, really and truly, because as mad as Arsenal it was that we got 3 points, you could see some BS against Burnley. You know, we need to allow stability, and especially while we're trying to, for me anyways, you know, well, especially while we're trying to build up a run of form and things like that, we need to just keep things consistent. That's why I'm not necessarily for, at this moment in time, Aubameyang and Lacazette in the team. You know, playing right backs and at centre half. You know, let's just play people where they're supposed to play. Let's build up a run of form. Let's get some momentum. Then when the club and we're just feeling a bit healthier, then by all means shift Aubameyang out wide for Lacazette if you want to do that. Bring this guy in. You know, mess about with what you're doing at right back. But I just feel, as much as we've needed new players and need a new, I just feel Arteta and Arsenal don't value and I feel Arsenal fans as well don't value working with players, improving players, you know, improving an individual and a collective unit, like we should see with our back five, if I'm completely honest with you. So yeah, it is well, it is in that regards, people. But if I just swing this article your way, people, in relation to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, allegedly Everton are planning to revive their attempts to sign Arsenal's Ainsley Maitland-Niles in January, sources have told ESPN. Also, people, make sure you're following me on Twitch, because at 4 p.m. I'll be doing a live on there. The 24-year-old, as you know, was close to joining the Merseyside club this summer before Arsenal blocked a deal on deadline day following talks between the player and the manager, Mikel Arteta. We know he's become frustrated at his lack of first-team opportunities. Arteta has allegedly told him he remains part of his plans, but allegedly ESPN have been told that Everton are expected to test Arsenal's resolve to keep him in January, particularly if he continues to struggle for opportunities. And again, let's be real, you know, he's got to take the opportunities that are coming, but as much as Arteta's got criticism, he has no divine right to play. You've got to prove it. Now, you've taken your chance against Norwich. Prove it again if you get another one. So obviously Everton are going to wait. If you wanted him, you're obviously going to revise the situation, and something's going to have to give. If he's not playing, he finally needs to F off in January. Or if he is playing, we need to just brush this one under the carpet and continue with life. What I want to see stopping, and I'm sure many of you Arsenal fans would agree, 1 minute someone's staying. We've got a lot of these players. They're staying, they're going, they're staying. Bellerin's technically gone, but he's technically still here. He's on loan. Granit Xhaka, we all saw what happened. Leno, it seemed like you was out. Now you're not. Now Ramsdale's obviously coming. I don't know what's going to happen in here in your regards. As we all know, there's many twists and turns. And right now it's September. A lot can happen before the turn of the year, sort of thing. And there's a lot of games to play. Sources have told ESPN they will try and secure a permanent move in January. His contract expires in 2023. So if we're real with ourselves, this should be Ainsley Maitland-Niles' last season if this isn't going to work out. Because again, yeah, there isn't any immediate need, but he's contracted until 2023. If you leave it with a year to run, you're not going to get the handsome fee that you might get for Ainsley. So you might as well just sell him. You know what? He's come from the academy. He's done his thing. He's helped us. Look at Chelsea. It's different, but not everyone has to last the duration of time. It's again, there's different reasons, but certain people, like, you know, Livramento, you're just not gonna get to the first team. You're gonna be sold and make money. 5 million on a player that's never kicked ball for their first team, and obviously he's a good player. You know, you look at Lamptey, there's people like Tomori and Tammy that are half gonna help you, and then as you're trying to build your team, they're gonna go around the wayside. And that's what we've got to look like. Not everyone can be Saka and Smith Rowe and stuff. Certain players are gonna be squad players, first team regulars, first names on the team sheet. Certain players just need to, you know, just be sold, and there's nothing wrong with this, really. Like I said, if Ainsley wants to do the utility man role, then there's an opportunity here. And if you want to play, the manager has to give you chances, which I don't think he always did, but you've got to take them, really. So that's that article, people, via ESPN. Everton planning to revive attempts to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles in January, people. The 24-year-old, again, he's 24. Man's almost 25 now. You need to go and settle down roots. This is boring for everyone, man. You know, again, he's got to earn spots. And if I'm real with you, as much as I feel there should be opportunities, I don't feel there should be too much rotation. At least, whether that's because at this moment in time, we need stability. Stability can't happen if you're changing the lineup and the personnel all the time. It's a results business. We need to play a consistent team, especially if even if he plays that whole back five, you know, the back five we all want to see, everybody that started on Norwich. If you keep fucking about with the strikers and the centre mids, there's never going to be any stability. You know, Ramsdale and that might be able to defend well, lock it down, play out well, but when it gets past them into the middle ground, it's going to be inconsistent. So relationships need to build. So because of us finishing 8th, there should be opportunities, but in reality, there's very few opportunities. Even you look at Balogun, his chance will come, but you've got Martinelli, Lacazette, Aubameyang, all ahead of you, all on the bench on the Norwich game. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I didn't see Eddie Nketiah's name, but Arteta's not against Eddie. And from now to January, he might be called upon. You know, Balogun's been called up to the under-21s, and now he played against United on the same day we played against Norwich. People, shout to Charlie Patino. Review soon come. He scored an absolute peach of a goal. Ice cream scoop chip. You know, sat Jones on his arse and Henderson on his bum on his arse as well. So it is what it is, people. With Ainsley, as you lot know, He's contracted until 2023. So again, you either play him, he takes his chances, or you play him to raise his value or protect his value. What you don't want to do is have a man stagnating for a couple of months and then, yeah, we're selling him. We've already got El Nene for that. So hopefully something's resolved in January. Again, January is a difficult time because we don't know what the landscape is. There's going to be injuries. Obviously, we have the AFCON, and I don't know who's qualified. But if we look at the African nationals in our team, we've got Pepe, specifically El Nene and Partey, provided Ghana are there because that's two centre mids. Then obviously you've got El Nene, Partey, my man here, Pepe in front of us, Aubameyang. I'm defo missing out at least one more man, really and truly. I'm missing out 100%. But again, that might be something that aids Ainsley in staying here. Versatility can be a gift, but it can also be a killer. And I think it's been a killer because for a number of years, Ainsley hasn't certified, am I a midfielder and I can play right back, or am I a right back? For what it's worth, allegedly, he's cool to do both. So we'll see how the situation develops. And also at right back, again, I think we should be looking to sell Chambers, if I'm real with you. Cedric shouldn't be here. So yeah, man, we need to resolve things. We're still gonna have to deal with Bellerin. I'd imagine if next season, in my world, provided they don't show their levels, Cedric, Chambers, Bellerin, they should all be moved on in the summer. You're going to need a backup right back, whether Ainsley can do that or whether TT can consistently do that and whatnot. Whether he's injured, whether he wants to use him in a back three, you're gonna have to do stuff. But I think Ainsley can be a decent squad player. Beyond that, you need a miracle to happen, really, man. But yeah, man, it is what it is. That's Ainsley Maitland-Niles. So yeah, we'll see what Everton is saying, people, man. Niles and Sambi on rotation is better than Xhaka. I'll be real with you. Lokonga is, but neither Lokonga or Maitland is going to give you what Xhaka gives you. And I'm not saying that to defend Xhaka. I am not saying there's some mystery Xhaka gives you. I just feel, I agree with you. Look, Xhaka isn't levels to be starting, He's not levels to be starting. But at the same time, look at the skill set. Again, I am not impressed with Xhaka's distribution, with how he wants the ball. So do not take this as me being a Xhaka sexual. 100% do not take that as that. But they're not trying to pass the ball forward as much as them. If you don't want to look at Xhaka, look at what Arteta demands of Granit Xhaka in that team. And then look at Ainsley. They're not for that. They're not for that. I'd keep Cedric as a backup right back. I'd rather give it to Ainsley. You've got the homegrown. He's 24. I get it. We're kind of crippled with Cedric. He signed a 4-year deal. There is a bit of longevity in Ainsley, and I think it ties into what we're doing. Of course, there's a bit of Haaland bias with what I'm saying. I just don't, Cedric was a hero at the weekend, but man are just not levels, man. He's just not levels. Chambers, again, to be fair, the Brentford game was the first bad game I'd actually say real bad game of note in over a year, even back to before he got the injury when he was playing. Remember before he got in the team, he was doing centre half, he was playing well, got injured, and now he's back. I think the Brentford game was his worst bad one, but for all Arsenal fans rewrite history too much. It's like they forgot what Jefferson Montero and Mane at Southampton did against Callum Chambers in that role. When they play well, it's adaptability. When they play poorly, it's shoehorning, sorry. And I just feel there was never a better time maybe than last summer to probably sell Chambers because he looked all right. Even El Nene. El Nene made 30, 40 appearances for this club. Not bad for a player that we've begged to go out on loan and begged to leave and things. So I'm keen to see what happens, man, really. Looking at it between now and next year, you're looking at a backup keeper if Ramsdale shows he's 30. And I know Leno's contracted until 2023, but, you're looking at a backup keeper. You're looking at a right back. Evidently, you're looking at midfield. So there's a lot of areas to be addressed, man. Arsenal fans rewrite history, but they were saying Chambers is the guy, Cedric is the guy. Ceballos did a little skill against Newcastle, wetted their pants. One thing I'll never forgive Arsenal fans, they tried to tell you certain man tried to tell you Pablo Mari's the best centre-half at this club, despite the fact he only played 30 seconds. Some of you last longer with your baby mamas. I know, because she tells me right before I give her the real thing. But on that note, you get where I'm going. It's these flavor of the month, these flavor of the month things are dead, really and truly. We need long-term options and whatnot. So yeah, for me, I need stability now. Again, big test for them centre halves. And we'll get on to that. Big test for them centre halves against Burnley. Massive test. Yeah, it's only Burnley, with respect to Burnley, because I don't think we're the team that can really be saying that if any of that makes sense. But it's gonna be a different game, and let me make that a timestamp. Different game, because that's where we're gonna see communication. If I'm Burnley, logically, what's Tierney's weakness? He's not tall. So what do you typically see? They put crosses to that back post. They try to double up against them and pin him. That's nothing to do with Tierney. That's just basic competencies exploiting a weakness. So how Tierney tells people, either somebody tucking or tells his centre half what's going on, how that centre half also communicates with his next man and his right back, how they hold that defensive line, that's going to be tested against Burnley. Dead ball scenarios, how you mark up, how you organize. Again, I don't think you're gonna be in any trouble with the pressing. Burnley are aggressive, but we've been put under worse. But you're gonna have to defend a lot. It's not gonna be, Ben White doing 1,000 passes, Gabriel showing his quality on the ball as well, Tierney just bombing forward, TT. He just wanted to be a striker in his debut for the first half an hour or so, people. He's volleying shots, he's going forward. It's a wavy Ramsdale, how Ramsdale communicates. It's going to be a different game because Ramsdale's going to have to come and be brave from set pieces. And one thing I don't think he lacks is bravery and vocalness and whatnot. That's things I like about Ramsdale, but he's going to have to do that. Gabriel and Ben White are gonna have to be at it. If I'm honest with you, if I'm a Burnley player and you're experienced as you are, I'm looking at Ben White and Gabriel. It's a new centre-half pairing, two young centre-halves. They play for a naive Arsenal team. Go and ask questions. So it's gonna be a big question. It's gonna be a big question. They're gonna have to learn a lot. It's gonna be a different game against Burnley. And like I said, they need to apply themselves. As I said, it's, give them credit. They worked on something from Monday to Friday. It worked on the Saturday. Credit where due. You did your thing. It worked. It was 100%. But that's where it lies. That's the problem with Arsenal. Whether it's the best club to be a part of and best fan base when we've won, most toxic when we've lost, and it's too volatile. Like I said, we need to consider where we are as a club, which I think all fans do. And as I was saying, after Saturday evening, Sunday morning, that's where that Norwich game is done. Come Monday today, when you lot are going into London Coley, you're serious now. You're doing the same thing against Burnley. You recognize what we have to do against Burnley. You recognize the importance of building momentum, of getting points and looking serious. You realize as well that that's a bit of damage limitation if you could win that, because you're obviously going and playing Spurs the next week, and them games there go either way. And also, you're going to have to match Burnley. With respect to Norwich, they made it simple for us. Now, we can't control Norwich having a slow start. There was, at best, a little period where they were on it, but they gave it to us. They handed it to us, really and truly. They were toothless. It was like AJ versus Charles Martin, is that, and I remember that I always use this as an example because I remember I was thinking, this Charles Martin, brother, I'm team AJ, but he might do something. He's going, I'm a god. He looks the part as a boxer. Boxing match starts now. AJ thumps him and he's laughing. So he's a dream seller. I think that's a bit of what Norwich was doing, if I'm honest with you. And the difference is Burnley are going to fancy it. They're going to look at you lot and fancy it. On the best of days, they do that anyways. So, yeah, it's going to be a different game for our defense. It's going to be a different game for our team. And even if we're real with ourselves, I might as well just show you lot the notes really quickly, just because I don't know if any of you like to look at Google Doc sheets. But yeah, man, my thoughts were, the weekend was great. If we're real, here's what we didn't do well enough. We had 30 shots. That's a positive as an Arsenal fan. When last could we say we had 30 shots? And I'm not trying to nitpick it, definitely, because we just needed 3 points. But if we remove the fact where, if you remove the fact where for Arsenal that's good, and if you was to just judge it on a team that's trying to be competent, yeah, we had 30 shots. I don't know how many was on target, but I can't tell you how many worked Krul. The one that goes to my mind is where I thought Aubameyang missed an easy chance and Krul's actually made a save. But for 30 shots, we didn't really, you have to look at what was the quality of the shots and not just statistics, because Krul should be man of the match. We had 30 shots, we only won 1-0. We should be saying, bloody hell, if it wasn't down to Krul in goal, boom, 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 and all of this stuff. We're not saying that. So it's the quality of shots, So again, we all know just the fact that we're shooting is a step in the right direction, because we don't create chances, we don't shoot, we don't put the ball in the back of the net. Like, I can't lie, against Norwich, it didn't look like like all season and last season. We don't have a plan to get the ball, into the back of the net. It looks like we'll just pass, and we half understand that. So I'll give the boys credit. It was a positive in terms of 30 shots. It was an aggressive sort of performance from us in comparison. But again, you've got to convert, and again, on that, you need to kill the game. The game makes it look like it's more of a closer contest at 1-0. And there was obviously ifs and buts have no place in football. But if Gabriel don't make that block, if Cedric doesn't bail out Ben White, I'm sure Ben White was moving Buki in the build up to one of them goals. it could be a different game. Now we take our 3 points and move. Even the goal we scored is jammy. Let's be real with ourselves. That's jammy. We was get this to 100 likes, people, as well. It was a jammy goal. I didn't even know Pepe got the assist. Like, I didn't even know, people. And like I said, at times we provided Norwich with a couple of openings and we had shaky moments. So there's a lot to build upon. You know, there's a lot to build upon. It's nice to win, but got a long way to go, man. A very long way to go. We don't want to shoot full stop, man. I don't even think it's the Arsenal days where we used to walk the ball into the back of the net. We just look like we're just making up as we go along. DG, they said that's the most shots we've had since 2017 against Man United. And I mean, that's decent. And now we need to learn to take it to the next level of just putting the ball in the back of the net. Burnley have been shaking. Spurs are in a bad spot with injuries and part of the bus tactics. I don't expect Arsenal to win, but they should win. Mo, one mistake you're making is when it comes into derby games, results go either way. You look at us against Chelsea when last season, Chelsea, everyone expected them to walk the floor with us and we got a point. Burnley might be shaky and I hope that's the case, but probably, you know, these teams turn into a prime Barcelona side when they play us because fundamentally they're up for it. And also what you said there is if Spurs have been in a bad spot, I mean, you know, I think they've got one loss in the league, so how much you can say that, I don't know. They're probably doing what teams typically do against Arsenal and say, cool, this is where it stops. This is where the rut stops. This is where our season starts. This is, you get where I'm going. So that's something we've got to be wary of. If the players don't cheat themselves, they prepare well, they try and win their individual battles, you have a chance. Do you think we were doing too much against Norwich? What I mean by that is too many touches and layoffs trying to be eccentric. I don't think so. I did think at times, I wouldn't say panicking, but it's like we were just, I don't know. It's like I'm not going to criticize you for trying to put the ball in the back of the net, but it's like we weren't really showing game management in a different sense. Leno was taller than Ramsdale. That's bizarre. Somebody taller than someone. Wouldn't find that's bizarre, but yeah, man. Deluded, it's been a minute since we last spoke, bruv. The performance was okay, but all I wanted was 3 points. But we have stern tests coming. Facts. Love the work you're doing, bro. Blessed from Jamaica. Appreciate that, Ella. And like you said, you know, 3 points is 3 points. I didn't care how you did it. I thought it was going to be even jammier. Goal behind. We scored 2 in the last 10 minutes. I would have taken that. And like I said, just because we ain't got no points on the board, I'm happy in isolation with the 3 points. Now, if we're trying to take it to the next level and we're not just judging it on, you know, Arsenal have been effing shit, we was less shit yet on Saturday, to what you would think is levels of a Premier League game against a promoted side at home that, you know, has conceded how many goals against Liverpool and City, you know, should have done more. Because there's a lot of face saved for Norwich. I feel that Arsenal were good, but I feel Norwich, way before that it's a case of how good Arsenal were, I think they need to ask themselves questions. Their best player off the top of my head is probably Brandon Williams against Pepe, you know. That means a lot of players should have done a lot more if the young lone lads there. And I just feel they were quite toothless now. I don't care. This ain't a Norwich stream. I don't give a crap because we won. But yeah, there's going to be other tests. There's going to be tests where it's going to be a bit more even, where we can't, you know, the sun isn't going to be shining. And all them variables that make Arsenal win games isn't going to be perfect. We're only at 89 likes, folks. That Norwich game was lackluster. That Norwich team ain't good, but we moved. That's it, bro. That's it. Funny thing is, El Nene is the only one other than Partey who tries to shoot. Yeah, man. You got 2 man. Well, to be fair, Europa League, El Nene was doing his thing, but you got 2 man. If they're the ones trying to shoot, it's a myth. It's like we can only score goals from inside the box. Pepe should try a long range to mix it up. To be fair, they're probably listening to the gaffer. You try them things, you're out of the team, man. Appreciate you, Alexander, locked in from America. Shout all the Americans locked in. El Nene, Kolasinac, Chambers, Leno, Lacazette, Torreira, Bellerin, Xhaka, and Nketiah, Ainsley all need to be sold from January to the summer. To be fair, I know we ain't got too many games, but if I look at that list, well, there's no selling Lacazette. Lacazette's leaving on the free. You know, Leno, Torreira, Bellerin, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, if his situation doesn't change, yeah, you've got to review that. They're all contracted until 2023. So between now and the summer, we need to, if you don't know, you should be knowing who's going to get new deals. Like, for argument's sake, I don't think he'll sign a new deal, but you'd be thinking, are we going to give Leno a new deal? Torreira, this deal. The other guys, that Ainsley, you know, are we keeping him or selling him? And Nketiah, like Lacazette, contract soon done. El Nene, the same. So, you know, them man there, if you're not selling them in January, it's a myth. And they can all agree to leave for free. Like, honestly, if I'm Nketiah, I'm going to Stuttgart for free in the summer and agreeing that in January. Pardon me. So yeah, it is what it is, man. How much money does Arsenal have to go shopping in January? That is the question, bro. That's the age-old question. And I'm sure we're all ready to hear that. We've got to be creative in the market. We've got to outsmart the market. We've got to do this, that, and the third, man. As long as Ainsley's get chances in midfield, he won't mind filling in that right back too, because he'll start to feel wanted again. But I ain't against the move. Wait, is that DG merch? Oh, links pinned to the live chat. Of course, it's DG merch. Are you mad? I only wear my own ish. You're crazy. Of course, you lot should know what it is now. Looking at the league, two wins takes you halfway up the table. It's not about reading too much into the league positions right now. It's about a run of form. It's about surviving the winter. It's about ending December, starting January in with a chance of finishing where you would like to finish. And saying that, who do we start the year off? The current Premier League champions. Next year starts with City away. October looks mad. And that's another thing I want to see these players moving like. We've got to win. We apply ourselves for Burnley. Damage limitation going into Spurs. October is gazy for us people. You know, very gazy. Some difficult fixtures. I'm sure we've got Brighton away, Crystal Palace at home. Hopefully Vieira lets us off with a point. But I've always the last few games against Palace have been far from convincing. If I'm honest with you, Brighton away is a myth. So yeah, man. Look, what October you've got. Brighton away, Palace at home, Villa who beat us last season at home. Then assuming we're still in the Carabao Cup, you got the fourth round. You end the month with Leicester away. That's a big month, you know. That's a massive month, people. A massive month. 101 ain't enough. Whoever hasn't hit the light button, unexpected high bills due, folks. So make sure you make that. So it is what it is, man. And like I said, one win doesn't change the mess that we find ourselves in as a football club, unfortunately. You don't want to laugh, people? Who wants a good laugh this morning? Allegedly, Bellerin has said he left Arsenal to win trophies, people. Now, he said that yesterday, and to be fair, words are taken out of context, but better yet, allegedly, Bellerin is said to have used some special analytics to find Real Betis as the best team for him to play for, improve under, and boost his chances for playing for Spain. I mean, you mean to tell me just coincidentally that happens to be the same team that your dad, you know, is a fan, and you promised your dad you would play for at one point? Boy, I hear it. I hear it. Sounds a bit mad to me. But anyways, I'm just going to scroll down on my phone and read it out to you people. Bellerin used data company to help choose Betis loan. Hector Bellerin, the outgoing Arsenal right back this summer, worked with football data consultancy Analytics FC to help him find a suitable loan destination. Betis ranked highly on a list provided by Analytics FC, with Pellegrini playing a system that would maximize his abilities. Betis also have a clear need for a top-level right-back too, with obviously Emerson Royal going and joining Spurs, people. Bellerin will compete with Montoya, Sabali, who used to play for Bordeaux, for the right-back spot. Bellerin has set himself a clear goal of being selected by the Spanish national team for the 2020 World Cup in Qatar. An analysis by Analytics FC pointed to La Liga being a good league for improving his chances of being selected by his country. You mean to tell me Spanish national plays in La Liga under the eyes, assuming, of Luis Enrique, and he would have more of a chance? You know, okay, fair play. Fair play. It's like you're playing in the Premier League as an English player, Southgate seeing you. You look at someone like Tomori, I don't know if Southgate's watching Italian league. So, boy, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make much sense there, does it, really and truly? But hopefully Bellerin has he has a good time there. But allegedly he also said he left to win trophies as well, which is funny. Very, very funny. Shout out Bellerin though. 278 likes, people. You know, I don't think Bellerin has a snowball's chance, but I never like to rain on a man's parade. I hope he can do it. We all hope he can do it, people. Away from Bellerin, because I'm sure you're all bored of speaking about him. If we look at Overmars, people, Now, for what it's worth, Mark Overmars hints he would be keen on Edu's job at Arsenal, as he describes the role as interesting. He's hinted he'd like Edu's job at Arsenal one day. And I mean, why does Overmars keep speaking and just gassing the fans if you're not going to do it? Apparently speaking to a Spanish paper, so I can already imagine he's been linked with Barcelona as well, and it's probably about to pour cold water on this. At a certain point, the thing is simple. Either I continue and I stay in Ajax, or we go abroad again as a family. I've let that train pass 6 times, so maybe Arsenal have asked for him 7. Asked whether he would go to Arsenal or Barca. He said they are both interesting. I think my family would choose Spain, which probably means they're going to get it. We lived there very comfortably, and I think they'd also choose Barcelona. So that has it there, man. You know, that has it there with Overmars. Overmars will not be the savior for this. Let me see this other article if there's anything else said. No, people. So yeah, man, Overmars is just saying the same old that he says. Maybe we've made an offer and it hasn't been taken up. But yeah, Overmars won't be doing at Arsenal anytime soon. And it'd be good, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. 300 odd of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, folks. What else are you lot saying? Pundits are questioning why Lacazette didn't start against Norwich. We won, man. Big up Deluded. So Arteta's finally has his starting 11 now. Hopefully he sticks with it. Don't want to see inconsistencies with the 11 this season. Man is on his 3rd strike now. Man need to stop twerking for this club. Betis are 17th in the league. Bellerin ain't winning trophies anytime soon. Overmars needs to stop talking about Arsenal being him. I think you meant to say being director of football if he isn't interested. And to be fair, he can't, because it doesn't look like Edu's going to lose his job anytime soon, man. Liverpool have Palace, so we'll see just how good Palace are then. Bit harsh. EG, what position should we look to improve upon in the market, and what players do you want? In terms of players, the hours, the Kareem Adeyemi's, guys of this stature, I always say them. I don't know for individual names and whatnot. The market's closed, and it doesn't look like we're able to source these players. Positions, personally, I think you need a midfielder or 2, really. I think you need some expansive number 8s, or if, ideally someone who's like Santi in that role, or someone that just wants to, that has different strengths. We cannot expect Partey, Lokonga to build Ainsley Maitland-Niles. It's going to be tired. It's going to be shit. Pardon my language, and that's not to get any of them. The lines always get blurred. People see Lokonga clip a ball over the top, or hear Partey likes to do that, and the lines get blurred. Them man are in the team to be box-to-box midfielders and win the ball back first thing first. Anything they do beyond that is a bonus, really and truly. Obviously, you have to do other roles. Like someone like Odegaard, he's there to link up play. He has to press. He has to defend. And I think Odegaard doesn't really get the praise he deserves. He's not amazing at it, but doesn't get the respect he deserves there. So for me, you need a midfielder or 2, ideally 2. Again, you need a keeper if Leno's going to keep it moving. I would be looking at a striker / wide forward to improve upon what we have as well. And then obviously, you're looking at right back as an area, because it does look like we're well stocked there. Plus, we've got other people that can do a job. But if Ainsley wants to keep it moving, Cedric and Chambers probably should be moved on. That's something to look at as well. But I'd say the most pressing area for me personally is centre mids, because I like Lokonga, I like Partey. I think them two together, it will just have to run it, but we're only going to get it's only going to be to a certain standard. And I don't believe in Granit Xhaka. I don't believe in El Nene, So yeah, man. Guimaraes or our guy, Guimaraes is welcome to come as well. Both of them, man. AFC Wimbledon tickets go on general sale tomorrow. £10 lower tier for your information, Kieran. So yeah, if you lot want to go. Personally, I won't be, but yeah. Lacazette replacement, is that Tony, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Vlahovic? Keep up the grind. Brady, bit disrespectful to some of them names slightly, but I'd say Tony last. First priority would be a toss-up between Isak and Vlahovic. Dominic Calvert-Lewin third. Just because it's nothing to do with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's because Calvert-Lewin, we would do all our analysis on Calvert-Lewin as a player, yeah? And then stop crossing the ball. You know how mad that is? So that's probably where I'd lean towards them two, if it makes sense. Make sure we're hitting the like button and you're following me on Twitch, please, people, because 2 p.m. I've got another live stream. Isaac has a higher ceiling. Potential is just potential. Good morning, right back at you. See, shout all the members. Lacazette can sit on the bench. He has 1 year left. Can't really depend on him too much. Needs to focus on the future, on the ruthless thing, bro. Just keep Lacazette for the squad. Obviously, if January comes and you're able to get some money for Lacazette, then do it. But yeah, man. We have missed a Santi Mo type player for a long time. Our Pjanic would have been ideal. Even a little loan, bro, for Pjanic. I would have loved that. You know, he's with respect to Besiktas. Are they in Europe? They probably are. But yeah, man, we should have moved. We should have moved for him at least on loan. If I'm completely honest, man. Bless yourself. Bless up yourself, Jason. Ainsley would be great in a 3-man midfield. Great at what though? Not my 3-man midfield. He'd be all right. He could do a job, but in an ideal world, no. Because he's not a number 8 I'm looking at. He's not a 10. He's not one of the box-to-box levels midfielders I will go with a 10. So in an ideal world, I think, yeah, but I think no. Unless something dramatic happens, beyond being a squad rotation option, it's a madness. DG streaming again today. Once again, check out the pinned message because I'm going live at 4 p.m. We'll speak about anything Arsenal that develops. And whatnot. And then also thingy, man, I'll be going live at 4 p.m. We'll be speaking about just football in general and things like that. Where is it? It should be here. Yeah, it is here. You know, allegedly Liverpool and City are looking at Jude Bellingham. Salah's obviously joined the Premier League 100 club. Ronaldo's back. Unfortunately, a mad thing happened to Harvey Elliott. Lukaku bagged himself a couple goals. So yeah, I'm sure you lot will also come with 1-2 things to talk about. So it is what it is in that regards, man. I fear Arsenal can only get cover for Tierney in January and we'll have to wait for next summer. Alexander, with respect, we've brought in Tavares. Saka is there. And there are a couple, 1-2 other things you could do. You can't remember, man, forget Ainsley was doing a job there. So almost a couple years ago, he had a fantastic performance at left back against Mohamed Salah. Over 300 people. We should have at least 200 likes. One love to the 200 people who have hit that like button. May God bless you. May you win the lottery. May anything you ask for in life happen for you. You know, unfortunately, you ain't hit the like button. Unexpected high bills. You're gonna catch your husband/wife cheating on each other. Arsenal are not winning anything. And who knows, man? For you lot that are stepdads, you know, your stepson's gonna say, "F off, you're not my dad." I'm sure you don't want any of that. Big up from Australia, Joe. Appreciate you. So yeah, what else he looks in? I've never seen Ainsley have a good game at centre mid. Mohammed, you're lying to yourself. You know, we don't need to overdo it. We all remember Old Trafford a couple years ago, primarily in the cup. But yeah, man, let's not lie to ourselves. Like we don't need to prove a point. We don't need to go from one extreme to the other and just honestly kid ourselves. It's not right, man. DJ, I saw you watch the Arsenal game. I know it's only one game, but how did Gabriel and White do as a partnership? I've offered my thoughts on that. I'll send you the timestamp. But I think their communication was better than I thought. There was a couple of moments where you was looking at people like who's the Norwich forward? He got in the middle of them and Neva's looking over their shoulder, but it was expected, man. Yeah, I've dropped the link for you to pre it, man. Why are people so reactionary? Look at the big picture for each player. That's a good point. Xhaka's red card is the best thing to happen to our midfield. Gives us Partey and Lokonga partnership. Just wondering if Guendouzi will be given a chance in the future. Unless something can happen, Guendouzi's all but a Marseille player with that obligation to buy. So yeah, 161 likes. Let's move towards 200 people. Is there anything else in relation to Arsenal involved as well? Allegedly, people, The Athletic have also gone on to say, Tomiyasu and Emerson could have joined the opposite North London club. As you know, both players made their debuts. Apparently, Tomiyasu was a target for Spurs, while Arsenal gave significant consideration to Royal. At one stage, Arsenal were in advanced talks with Barcelona over a potential swap deal involving Royal and Hector Bellerin. Royal has been long admired by, and this is also going to show you some, because I've read this. This is going to also tell you something about Arteta's, how much of a say Arteta has as well, people. So listen. Royal has long been admired by Arsenal's recruitment team, who considered his dynamic style of play, a good fit for English football. Naturally, Bellerin was open to the prospect of a return to Catalonia. This, it seemed, was a deal that might suit all parties. Edu oversaw talks with the La Liga club. At one stage, an agreement was considered likely. Ultimately, Arsenal stalled, with Mikel Arteta unconvinced about whether Royal would prove a good tactical fit for his preferred system. That delay allowed Tottenham to move in. Their interest in Tomiyasu had waned when Tanganga's performances suggested he was capable of operating as their defensive right back, blah, blah, blah. When Tottenham learned that Arsenal's approach for Royal had hit a roadblock, Chairman Daniel Levy swiftly set upon striking a deal for the Brazilian fullback. The Athletic has been told that Tottenham was the player's preferred destination. I mean, Arsenal then turned to Tomiyasu. Although the club had monitored the player for some time, the deal accelerated dramatically the night before deadline day. Arteta was the driving force behind the club's decision to pursue the Japan international. He was insistent that TT, unlike Royal, was the right fit for Arsenal's team. So again, as you saw with Edu trying to suggest Neto, you know, he wanted Ramsdale. He didn't want Royal. He wanted this guy. So again, Arteta has been given his players. So the excuses aren't gonna last. It's all Arteta has it all to do this season now. If I'm completely honest with you, lot people. Arteta, more of a say in transfers. Sorry, people. And they do. That's just what I feel. I mean, Curtis, I don't know if the rumors of Leno to Inter Milan are true, but we covered that a couple of days ago. I'm sure if you check out the rest of my content, you'll find what you're looking for within the timestamps. Who would you rather have? Well, I'm going to say TT. I think he's more of an all-rounder, you know, from what I've seen from Royal. I know he plays for Arsenal. From what I've seen from Royal, he looks a bit good going forward, a bit shaky defensively. DJ, I think we have the team to be top four, that's for sure. I think we're lacking. I think we have a team to make more of a meal of fighting for top four, and at least to the latter stages of May, be in with a fight. And if certain variables happen, as you've seen with missing out on a point under Emre for top four, or messing up top four last season, despite the fact we finished eighth. I don't think it is. I think if we could maximize a lot more and have more of a chance, but we haven't got the centre mids. You know, we're not scoring the goals. We ain't got the centre mids. I don't know if we have the defense. Time will tell. Can't understand why we didn't accept 10 million for Eddie. Well, we did accept a fee for Eddie and he couldn't agree. He didn't want to agree personal terms for whatever reason. I'd rather Ainsley as a backup right back. And I agree with this. Xhaka is untouchable. He'll walk back into the team Arteta's pet. White and Gabriel need to build that great defensive partnership. Facts. Afternoon, DG. Haven't been able to comment on your channel for a while. I'm not sure if I've been banned, but I can now. Will Jones, man, love to have you back. No clue what happened to you there. You know, I don't know if somebody's done a madness, but it is what it is. 10 mil is a bit low for a young striker. It might be, but is it low for a young striker with under a year left on his deal that he faced the prospect of leaving for free in the summer and agreeing a free move in January? I don't know. Fundamentally, you know, he's come through your academy. He's still made enough P's. Now, for me, I would have wanted double that or at least 15 and a handsome sell-on clause, but this is what happens when you're reactive as a football club. You don't control any of the variables. You then are you kind of, I wouldn't say begging, but you're kind of begging Eddie to allow you sign a new deal or whatever. Let him sign a new deal and then keep it moving. Or hope to leave in January. Even now, you probably face the prospect of getting no P's, man. Goals should be top 6 this season, but I see 8th place again this season. Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know. The way I see it, I don't know. I don't have any expectations for this team because I don't know what you lot are on, man. I really don't know what you lot are on. Josie said, "How do you feel Ainsley Maitland-Niles did last game?" Here's a timestamp for you, my guy. 0:00 to 21:10. You can see everything I've thought of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. DG, great show as a United fan. Viva Ronaldo. We'll be speaking about Ronaldo on Twitch, so make sure you're obviously going to be tuning into my Twitch channel. Follow and subscribe if you haven't. 4 p.m. we go live. I go live. Well, I say we because you're here with, man. Sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Pardon me. If Patrick Vieira did better than Arsenal with Arteta this season, would you take him as a manager? I mean, if he shows me a proper system and all of that, then why not? I'd entertain the debate. No worries, Josie, man. I like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but he has this tendency to lose concentration and give the ball away quite often. Sounds like many of our players, but you're right. I agree. What else is happening in relation to Arsenal Football Club? Slow news day, but I don't mind because we've won. We're staying up, people. I can't believe it. In fact, we ain't got 40 points, but we're closer to 40 points. You know, and I didn't really, you know, I know football's an important thing, but it's like Pepe made a young joke and fans were drawing him out. It's like fans don't even know how to have fun again. Can't blame them, though. Can't blame them, same way. Because this team has stressed out everyone, so it's not a laughing matter. Trying to see if there's anything else. Boy, nothing where Arsenal's concerned, folks. And if you haven't, people, check out my last live stream from yesterday where, again, we spoke more in direct reaction to what happened. Can't remember when Arsenal hasn't stressed me, trust. Love Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but he ain't a natural midfielder for me. That's a bit harsh. He's played there for his whole career, really and truly, and then been bust at fullback. But I agree with what you said in that, for me, he's not what I think a natural Arsenal thing he is. And do you know what it is with Ainsley, yeah? It's ironic because from his academy days, I was seeing him play here, there, and everywhere kind of then. But he was more like, you see how Saka's been one of the youngest. He was more, Ainsley was like, you might have the 23s or the reserves. He's all 16, 17 them times, so he's slightly younger. The only thing I don't see him, well, he's technically playing wing back, but I just don't see him playing off the right flank. I used to see him play centre mid, play right back, all of these sort of things. By the way, thank you for your regular videos during the day, Joe Bones. I appreciate that. One Arsenal legend you'd like to see in this team, bro. Anyone who plays in the spine. Tony Adams, you know, goes without saying. Vieira goes without saying. Bergkamp goes without saying. Ian Wright goes without saying. Thierry Henry goes without saying. Yeah, them really. I can't lie, it was nice to see Match of the Day for the first time this season, even though the performance wasn't the greatest. We are staying up, says Jason. Come on, man. Utility done and a good athlete for sure. And that's it, man. That's just how some man have to do, bro. Like, some man just have to be squad players. If Ainsley can lock that down, that's him, man. Who would you guys rather see come in as a striker? We need someone that can hold up play as well as run behind defenses. No clue, but if you can get me Kareem Adeyemi, let me know, man. That's what I want. But what I want and what's going to happen is probably two very different things, man. What else we got? Scrolling all the way up. Did you see Phil Jones get sourced on by Patino? Of course. We're gonna see some FM today. You're killing me, man. Probably not. And this week's techie, you know. We might be able to find a slot on Thursday. But we got Champions League. If you don't know, hella Champions League watch-alongs and all of those and all of these sort of things, people. So make sure, you know, actually on Twitch as well at first, you know, I think I can actually tell you as well if you're knocking about tomorrow, people. First Champions League stream tomorrow is at 5:10. You know, Seville / Salzburg / Young Boys versus United. I haven't decided which one. Wednesday, obviously, this is the Twitch ones, people. Wednesday, you'll see a Besiktas versus Borussia Dortmund watch along on Twitch. If I flick over to where's my stream yard, because it will show me all the planned ones, and that's another thing I forgot I had to do. Now we got to spend a good portion of the day. Oh, mate. doing thumbnails and that. But yeah, you know, you've got Juventus Chelsea on the 29th of September. You know, what else? I'm jumping way ahead. You got PSG as well on the 28th. 15th, you've got Inter Milan versus Real Madrid. 14th, you've obviously got Barcelona, Bayern Munich. So again, the hella Champions League watch-alongs in it. Just make sure you're checking both of these platforms, and you'll find what you need to find, man. Phil Jones pretending to be under 23. By the way, been loving the FM, man. My prayers have been answered. We all, man. I just need to be a tiny bit more consistent, get a little schedule going, and there'll be more, man. Nah, I never got a goal. Still, we lost 4-1, man. We go again. Big up the wrong uns. So nah, I didn't do none of that, man. Adeyemi is good enough to be in the Haaland and Mbappe debates. Lewis, I'll leave you lot to do that, man. I just think he's a baller. You can check out all my videos on Charlie Patino, but the man's a baller. Simple as, really. If you could pick one partner for Partey, who would you go for? One for our current situation, and one if we somehow manage to get European football. I mean, I've said it, man. For me, it's you get these Gravenbeck, or you get Aouar off the top of my head. You can't, one of the two, or you try and move heaven and earth to get Jude Bellingham to one day play there, which again probably isn't going to happen. When Aubameyang has to step up to compete with Ronaldo, Lukaku, Salah, Kane, Mane needs to step up as well, really. Antonio, Ings, Vardy, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and others. But there's good competition for the Golden Boot. Salah, for me, favourites, I would say Ronaldo, because you think of Ronaldo, you think of goals. Whether United are able to keep giving him service is another thing. But I'd say Ronaldo, Lukaku, Mohamed Salah, of course. Kane, if he gets, if everything starts clicking, you can't really rule off them. So I'd say off the top of my head, they're probably them. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Ings and Antonio, they're typically in and around. So that might be something that happens. There's 370 of you locked in and there's only 192 likes. Come on, guys. What's all of this, man? Barcelona versus Bayern Munich match day 1 watch along. Exactly. See, I'm doing so much I don't even know, but big up Clement. Exactly. Make sure you're here, people. Tuesday there's content every day in it, but it's a jam-packed day of football. A jam-packed day of football. Week of football, apologies. So make sure you're just paying attention. Like I said, if you're following and subscribed and whatnot across both, you're not gonna miss out stuff, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's because of Edu. You've seen the Wenger comments on Arsenal recently. I've got them up here, so I'll show them to you lot. But he's probably capping, really and truly. Just before that, though, let's actually 58-20, let's call that. Wenger speaks on Arsenal. Let's just call it that. Quickly. Arsene Wenger's opinion on the squad Arteta has built at Arsenal. Wenger has expressed his sympathy with Mikel Arteta's Arsenal over their particularly difficult start to the season. Inside, I know you're not happy with none of this, Wenger, man. The guy ain't creating no chances. But anyways, first of all, I'd like to usually say what I think. I believe in this situation, I am first an Arsenal fan. After that, of course, when I talk about Arsenal, it is a very sensitive subject. And at the moment, the timing is maybe not the best to talk. My guy, what else does he say? Is that it? I must say, I find the squad quite of quality. I'm not pessimistic because I feel they've had 2 difficult games out of the first 3. Wenger then went on to allegedly highlight where Arsenal's season fell down, claiming Chelsea on a high at home. And of course, after you go to Man City, where you say it's predictable that you will drop points. But the bad result we made was in the first game against Brentford. I think no matter how good City are, we had a defeative mindset. I think we capitulated against Chelsea, and everything was just terrible against Brentford. Like, could be said on all 3. So Wenger, a bit of diplomatic stuff there, After that, it puts things straight away on the back foot. I wish them to recover, and I think they have the potential. And I think and I think they will. The potential is there, so I hope that we can come back. So, boy, let's see, man. Let's see if that 140 million we've spent in the summer can save Arteta's bacon and keep him within this job. We'll have to see. Wenger's vexed deep down, man. He's just capping, man. Diaby from Leverkusen looks a baller, best player in the Bundesliga thus far. Pogba due to get hella assists with Ronaldo and Greenwood up front. I'd say just Ronaldo. A couple other, forget Pogba. A couple of other men are gonna get it as well, because if you're Wan-Bissaka and half of these players, you can just boot the ball about 7, 8, 8 foot in the air towards goal. And Ronaldo's probably just gonna make you lot score a couple of goals in that regard. That's something we could talk about. Can he break the assist record? So yeah, that's that. There's nothing else where Arsenal's concerned, folks. The 22-year-old, is he he's at Ajax or PSV or one of them? He's a decent striker still. Wenger was getting top 4 with a worse team than we have now, because there was a bit of clarity of what the hell we're trying to do. And of course, like typically when Wenger was typically getting top 4, it was a top 4. It wasn't a top 6 or a top 8. There was a couple of teams that just simply weren't about. Pardon me, so that must be it. All Arteta had to do was bench the players he has a bias towards. Can't we re-sign Omri? Sure, he'll still put in a shift. To be fair, Omri, Vieira, Tony Adams, I back them more than I do with a couple of players that have been here and are younger than them. What team do you think would be a good move for Balogun? I agree with you. Him, Nelson, and Katie need to be focusing on getting better. Oh, it's a difficult one, man. But I'd say he needs to go somewhere where they have a tiny squad. And why I say tiny squad is because you're more likely, you have to use what you have. So could he go somewhere that's good? I mean, I would have loved for him to have gone on loan to a Premier League team. I'm trying to think where it'd be good for him. Is he going to get ahead of Ida at Norwich? Is he going to get ahead of Pukki? Probably not, but I like the system. Could he mix it in Brentford? Probably could. Brighton, if they wanted Eddie, I don't know if you're going to play. So probably needs to focus on the Championship / maybe going abroad. Again, if I'm Brighton, I'd give Balogun an opportunity, but you need a goal scorer. Is Balogun going to come with goals? You're just going off the academy days. So I'd more look to go for someone proven, really. Palace could have been a good move by the same logic as Eddie, but again, that one there doesn't happen. And plus, they brought in Edouard, so it's not going to make much sense. So maybe abroad, maybe the Championship, really, just because it's about playing proper games, man. Can you get 20, 30 proper games? Not you're in the squad 1 minute, then you're on the bench, then you're here, then you're on the bench, then you're here, then you're on the bench. It's crazy. Watford, again, small squad. It could be something to look at. Personally, what do you think the next logical step for Patino, Hutchinson, and AZEEZ is, DG? Still early days. I mean, we got to remember Patino and Hutchinson are still second-year scholars. They're actually eligible to play a full year at 18. So just let them keep doing what they're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. For Patino, keep taking advantage of this of the space left at that level by Miguel AZEEZ now. So I would say just keep doing what you're doing. Just literally just keep doing what you're doing. Everything else will fall into place. Same with OMARI. Keep doing what you're doing, and everything will fall into place. Do I think they need to go on loan now? Any of these things? Not right now at all. At all. They're still 18 years of age. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Things will fall into place. For AZEEZ, I think the next logical step has already happened. He's been loaned out. For me, now you're going to learn the harsh lessons of a midfielder. I think he's got that Ainsley Maitland-Niles thing about him, in that I love it. He's very calm, but sometimes he's too calm. And sometimes I think AZEEZ plays a bit blinkered, especially defensively. There has been a number of times that under 18s and 23s, I've seen him lose the ball unnecessarily, concede a penalty unnecessarily, just be very poor defensively. He's improving at that. But yeah, I even think last season he was doing quite well as a 6, getting the ball off the centre halves and whatnot. So it's just the normal things, really, playing it, if you can do things in 2 touches, why are you taking 5? If you see something, do it. Being consistent, improving defensively, having to be consistent, because Portsmouth don't care that you're an Arsenal young player. That's why they're rating you. Arsenal midfielder has come into this team, show us something. And they're not going to care if you can do it on Tuesday, if you can't do it on Sunday or Saturday. So being able to do it physically as well, it's going to be a lot on the pitch, but physically it's going to be demanding. He hasn't dealt with that overload. And that's why I like the fact that he's gone to Portsmouth, because Dan Crowley will understand this like he did with Smith Rowe. It's a lot physically on a young man, playing 90 minutes twice a week, 3 times in 10 days, having to be consistent at that as well. It's a lot. So he's going to have to deal with that. So I think the next logical step has happened for AZEEZ, if I'm honest with you. It's here now, isn't it? And it's just down to him to take his opportunities, really and truly. If I'm completely honest with you, that's it. And I think they all have fantastic chances of making it at this football club. All have it. I mean, you look at AZEEZ and Mari. They're obviously still young and developing. Probably need to, get a bit better physically. But saying that, Patino, he might not be the most dominating. He puts himself around and he's down for the scraps. Amari is getting bigger, and Azza is actually quite strong for someone lacking in height. So wouldn't even think it's that deep, really and truly. But yeah, man. I think they've both got fantastic chances of making it at this football club, provided they just keep doing what they're doing, keep, never get complacent, stay with this hunger and whatnot. World's your oyster. Big up DG, love your channel, good content, full of inspirational opinions, more wisdom, bro. Maria, I appreciate that. Big praise. I don't know how to say thank you for that, but I appreciate that. How do you rate our defense that played on the weekend? I've already offered my opinions, but yeah, they did all right in what they had, really. Man said Arteta still out. Do we have any player we can have to help to bring? Sorry, do we have any players that we can bring back to help us? E.g., like Raul Ronaldo has come back to help them. I mean, I think you could answer that question yourself. Do you see any current ex-Arsenal legends playing? If not, then you know the answer to yourself. Is Patino more offensive than Cesc Fabregas? Yeah. I mean, if you I don't know if you're comparing them, but rub that all out. I'm seeing too much of a wank. I love Patino, but there's too much nonsense going on. Better than ahead of Wilshere at this age. Says this, like, leave these man alone to develop, because once he has a bad game or whatever, things are happening. You look like Jadakiss. Did your baby mom say that? I don't mind. Still Jadakiss, Birds White. As long as I had the Pepe, even as long as I had their peas, I don't mind, man. So if the baby mom's rating my thing, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm good, my guy, man. 100%. Oh, man. Ramsdale over Leno. For now, I mean, you spent 30 million on him, might as well. Ramsey is the only guy that should come back. Ooh. Allow me, man. I know we need a goal scoring midfielder, but man, that one's stinking. Man said check is still available. Agent check. Allow me, man. Allow me. Bro, I like Ramsey, but that one there's stinking. Because, he might score goals, but it's still going to be imbalanced, man. That ship sailed, bro. That ship set is gone. I'd be open to taking him on some sort of cheap loan, but no. I mean, we've hardly got anything in our midfield, so by default, he gets in, but tired, man. It's tired. Probably rather bring back Santi than that, and that's tired as well. I think man, them are running bants, man. And I don't think Ramsey's an Arsenal legend. Goes down in folklore, he's a bit of a hero, but legend, that term is thrown around too often and loosely. Legend. If you're not Vieira, Adams, Bergkamp, Henry, if you're not in that category, you're not a legend. You can be a fan favorite and all them thing there, but it's one of them. Patino, Dinkin, Henderson could be the worst thing that could happen to him. I don't mean to be a harbinger of doom, but that goal took the hype to override and might derail, man. Ian, I think you're getting 2 and 2 and getting a million, but generally I see your point. That's the issue I get with football fans. They see 30-second clip and start moving mad. They did it with Nelson at Hoffenheim. They do it all the time. You see 30 seconds and they have expert opinions and whatnot. So I wouldn't say it's been the worst thing, because he can't control that. These boys just need to not listen to the noise. They can't control it. Next this, next that. It's unhealthy, but they can't control it. You just do your job. It happens, man. You ever thought about a scouting job in like France? I've been listening to you from the beginning. Come on, if it gets swung my way, why not? But I can't say I can call up. Well, true say I'm from France, and I'm the deluded Parisian. But yeah, there's no contacts there. But why not? I'll do anything. Why not, man? Better than sitting here. With respect, I love you lot, but we've got mad potential here. Is Aubameyang playing well enough to be captain? Is he starting to become overrated? Owen, I think he's a good captain. I feel, he scored his goal. You see what he was doing with the fans after the game. I think he is a good captain. Form can be questioned. I don't think you can question his captaincy personally. Also, I know he's not the captain, but I'd also say big up Ramsdale, because I think he done something for a couple of the fans as well. Imagine DG working under Luis Campos, where Leo would be walking Liga. Until they thingy, until I see that PSG are buying all our players, then I'm keeping it moving as well, man. Then I'm keeping it moving, really and truly. No more Arsenal related news, people. Get them coaching badges. DG got that Henri Perez. Source. Super chat SB. Appreciate that. I'd bring back Cess as a coach. Funny enough, yeah, not as a player though, man. Yeah, of course, man. Speak French, Yachin, bro. What do you think this is? Man tried it. I remember that one from school. Love for this. Ooh, I was about to say love for the super chat, but it almost went. But yeah, here we are. Love for the super chat. Man United and Chelsea didn't even play well and still ended up slapping Newcastle and Villa. How far away how far away are the two Manchester clubs, Chelsea and Liverpool, from the rest of the league? They're quite far removed, innit? I think when you look at Liverpool, when you look at United, the only thing that defeats United is themselves. They concede stupid goals. They don't always play well for 90 minutes. They do a bit of what Arsenal do, in that there'll be phases in the game where their quality players will link up and things. I think United defeat themselves, and I just feel they're lacking in midfield. Pogba's a baller, Bruno's a baller. I just think, McTominay can be part of the squad, but anytime you're relying on McTominay, Fred, and a Matic who isn't going to be there that often, there's an issue there, really and truly. So yeah, Chelsea are not as ruthless as they can be historically. They're learning it, killing themselves. Liverpool, again, it's about, even with injuries, they're still there. But Liverpool, again, so they're away from everyone. Them clubs, they're quite away from everyone, really. To be fair to you, forgot about Gnabry. Gnabry's allowed to come back. Barely scratched the surface as an Arsenal player, man. Troops. I mean, big up Troops, but I don't think Ainsley Maitland-Niles is better than Lokonga. But he's a man with his own opinions. Vieira saying, I don't want to lose to Spurs made me smile. Hopefully our players take a leaf out of their book, man. Funny how everyone's top four is currently top four and we're 16th. Boy, it's nothing funny about that, but yeah, man. I know it's completely off topic, but have you seen the skies are full of spaceships at the moment? All right, bro. All right. Arsenal need Basuma. However, if Man United managed to sign him in Jan, they'd be a complete team. I don't know if a complete team, but they'd be a lot better. Boy. Vieira better lose to Arsenal. Funny enough, he's probably just going to pattern both London clubs, if we're honest. What else have we got, people? Make sure we're hitting that like button and we're setting our reminders on Twitch for 4 p.m, folks. What else is going on here? Doesn't seem like there's any much other Arsenal news in the Arsenal world, folks. We've covered it all. We've done it. We've spoke on it, mate. No, you skip. Hey, them things there. I'm just like, raw, boy. It's all right. Say nothing. What do you think we should be doing with Martinelli, bro? Definitely needs to get better and become the finished article. But how can we do that? Playing on the left, in the center, lone super sub minutes, bro. I think he's someone like Arteta said. I agree with him. For me, Martinelli's that regen of Alexis Sanchez, false nine. Equally, he could play on the left or the right, but he just needs to play. Just play the man. Give the man minutes. Then obviously, if he earns his start, he does what he does, man. Now, United are literally one signing away from being a serious contender. They bagged Basuma, and even with Oli being such a scrubby manager, he could still challenge. They can challenge anyways, and they're more than one signing if you're honest with yourself. But fair play, you know, you look at that midfield, something happens to Pogba, Bruno stops banging. What's going to happen? You sign Basuma, it's one man. They're probably 2-3. And then they probably have to balance out the side a bit. Oh, the loan report is coming, man. You can't rush greatness. It'll be out, man. To be honest, I have videos of US UFOs in South London, bro. That's you, man. Do your thing with the UFO thing, bro. You lot can chill with your star dog, your conspiracy theorist. Man, just here to talk about football, bro. You lot do your thing. I'm not involved in none of that, man. You lot do your thing. The government is whatever, and the earth is flat, and all of them things. You lot, yeah, man. You man do your thing. It's wild that Chelsea can comfortably loan out Gallagher and Gilmore, but both would walk into our midfield, boy. I don't know about Gallagher, but Gilmore 100%. Gallagher's a baller. He definitely walking nowhere where Lokonga and Partey are. Gilmore does Xhaka can do better than him, so Xhaka would, you know, he slots in next to Partey in my opinion. If Vieira does a worldie this season, would you take him? I mean, if I'm able to answer my question, is he good with youth football? Does he have clarity over tactics and things? We can revisit the conversation. But I'm not going to say anything off the back of beating Spurs because I haven't learned that much about Patrick Vieira or his side at this moment in time. But we'll be supporting them all the way when we're not playing each other. We are invincible. Where do you see Arsenal finishing this season? More of the same or worse if things don't change. You lot are seeing this for yourselves. So it is what it is, man. What else have we got? Kind of just answered this, Steve, about Vieira. We'll revisit the situation if a mad thing happens. But yeah, man. Hey, to go back, I'll take Marlon back at Arsenal. So yeah, man. On that note, though, there's nothing else to speak about. So I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna catch you lot back again at 4 p.m., folks. It's been fantastic. We've spoken about a bunch of Arsenal things. Hopefully, a week from now we could do our we could do our thing. Well, a couple of days from now we can do our thing against Burnley. Before I leave, yeah, bro, Gallagher's cold. Gallagher's doing his thing, but it's more industry than anything else. I know he's been involved in some of the goals, but you know, if he's coming into the Arsenal team, he's coming to do what Lokonga or Partey do. I don't think he's better than either one. Gilmore walks into this team 100%. DG, I think that English is looking a bit calam there. You got to structure that sentence, my guy Jingo. But yeah, I am doing a Champions League watch along again. They're all on YouTube. You can see everything. I'll be on Twitch at 4 p.m. So yeah, man. I mean, Mexico City, bro. Truth. Listen, I don't know for any UFL bullshit if it's right or not. I'm here to talk about football. You man are on the wrong thing. Like, this is not that. You lot need to go and